Hi everybody, welcome to today's session. We're going to be running through credit control and the new capabilities that will be included in the next release. So it's currently in our beta testing, so I can demonstrate it today. But in terms of when the customer base will receive these new features, it will be in the next week or so. I'm Ollie, by the way. On the live chat today we've got Mike. It's 21st birthday today as well, so happy birthday, Mike. You got a Prima webinar shout out. Congratulations. Okay, so in terms of the credit control then, so it's based by user level. So as an example, how it's kind of designed to work is you can assign certain users to have the credit control privileges, and you can also restrict other users from not being able to do so also. So as an example, the accounts users, they've got all the authority to change the credit status, authorize orders that may be deemed on credit hold, and then also the sales guys can't authorize an order that's perhaps over the credit limit. Okay, so first of all, if I just go into the administration, okay, so go to your sign into the administration, then go to user, and then against the user level. So if I just go into Jürgen Klopp, and then within here, the new feature is a tick option at the bottom there. So user can change credit limit and trading status. So if that's ticked, the user basically can do anything they want with authorizing orders, regardless of credit limit and the trading status as well. If it's unticked, the system will treat the order in a way where the users that do have this privilege would have to authorize that order. So as an example, this user can't change the credit limit and traded status, but my user, they can go in there and change the credit limit status. So if I just go back into the client, and I'll sign in under Jürgen's user. Okay, so if I just maximize that, and I'll go into, I've got an outstanding order already, I think, which is that one. Okay, so if you use this as an example, so if I just open the company record as well, it takes a few seconds to load in this office that I'm in. Connection's not the best, and then in the company, okay, and then in terms of setting a credit limit, for those customers that don't know how to set that, so within the company details area, if you go to the customer tab, you've then got this customer credit limit here at the bottom. So as you can see on Jürgen's user, he can't come in here and change it. So against my user, so if I was logged on this way, that wouldn't be great. I can go through that shortly as well. So basically, this has been set by one of the credit users, and if an order exceeds this credit limit or orders in the system, then basically the order will be then put onto credit hold for someone to check it through. So in terms of how the system will take into the consideration of the credit limit, it'd look at orders in the system and also what the credit limit is. So as an example, it could be the case that there's 5 orders in the system, all exceeding the credit limit of 500, and it's taken it to 600. When you try and authorize this order, it'll basically tell you that there's that going on in the system, and also then it'll tell you what the value of this order is, where it's going to take you to, and then it put the order in a confirmed status for then the credit user to come in and authorize that order. So we can see that credit limit, so I'll just minimize that for now. In fact, I'll close it out. And then when I authorize this user, so I'm logged on as Jürgen, and then if I click authorize, that's then coming up with a credit checkbox. It's telling me this order is this, any other kind of information in terms of if there's other orders on the system, it'll tell you all that information within this area as well. And then when you proceed with the authorization process, that's now put it into a confirmed status, and also in the header detail. In fact, it's not in the header detail, I'll tell a lie. Where it is if I click on just to refresh the search, then go to the coloured bar, there's a credit hold option here. So if I tick yes, search for that, you can see his customers and those that are on credit hold. So coming away from this user, because now in terms of if he wanted to go in there and authorize it, he'll basically be told he can't do that. So credit hold is set for this order, process abandoned. So that's where then your credit user comes in. So if I just minimize out of this area, and I'll log on as Oliver. Okay, so I'm going to go into SOP and orders. I'm going to search for a confirmed status, and I'm also going to search for credit hold yes. So that's now going to show me all my colleagues' orders for today that are basically deemed on credit hold. So then I can see, right, okay, there's the order Jürgen's just done. These are the 2 orders that are on credit hold as well. So if I just go into that first example, this is then when the credit user will then basically decide whether to authorise it or not. So they can open the order, and then within here you've got the credit hold option. So as an example, they're okay to proceed with it, happy to authorise it. It's just a case of unticking credit hold, saving changes, hit and authorise, and then away you go. So it'll tell you then the credit check information again, proceed with authorisation process, and that'll then push your order through the system. Okay, if you're then wanting to amend the trading status against the account, so as an example, you've authorised this one and you thought, right, okay, well for future ones we'll just up the credit limit or we'll change the financial status. Again, you can link into the company or you can go via the company module, and then within your customer, as you can see now, as I'm logged in with the user that can change the credit limit, that's no longer greyed out. I can change that, or also I can change the trading status, which is in the main tab, and it's also set to refer to accounts at the moment. So I can say, right, okay, well actually for the future orders are fine, normal trading, and we'll proceed with the order. So basically then when changing this, the sales guys won't have the problem with authorising those orders. Okay, in terms of coming into this area, checking them, a couple of tips that we would provide for the credit user. So if it's like an accounts person or just a general user that's going to be authorising these orders, you can either set up default settings within the grid, or you can set up settings for your dashboard tile. So in the dashboard area, for example, if I don't need to see the outstanding sales orders, I just need to see those on credit hold, you can configure this area to show on this screen, so you can see, right, okay, well there's 2 sales credit orders in the system. Otherwise, when you come into SOP and orders, you can either search for it, or you can right click on this little head icon here, which has gone onto my other screen. Let me just do that. So right click here and you can create a new filter. So I can say, right, okay, credit hold filter, so rather than having to type in the details each time, so set as a default or don't set as a default, and then basically, oh, only 3 default per lookup. I've already got 3 in there, that's why. Okay, so I can remove one of these, add that in, and then you've got a filter then within that area. Another option you've got, if you wanted it on your dashboard tile, you can click on that, change the status to be confirmed and credit hold, search for that, and then when you right click on here, edit the filter, and I'm going to call it credit hold orders, click OK, and then on my dashboard tile then I've got my credit hold orders, which there seems to be 5 showing. Right, okay, it is in beta testing, so I'll check that through with development, but it'll just be a little tied up thing before it comes through to the customer release, so that's not a problem. So that's how you set up your dashboard tile, so that'll show no problem, and that's basically a way to quickly see in the system kind of your figures, and you can click through and then check the relevant orders and authorise those as well. Okay, so just to recap, in the administration area, so it would be per user that you can assign the privileges to. So again, you can tick it or untick it depending on whether you're wanting to have them. In terms of our current customers, as a default, this will be ticked, so you would have to go into this area and untick the ones that you don't want, just because it works that way in the previous version. So it's a way that you can go in and amend the settings basically. Once you've set that, they then will have the idea of whether they can authorise the order or not in the system. Okay, so that's everything for today's session. If you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask on the live chat. Myself and Mike will be waiting around after the session. We've also got a special offer today on training deals, so it's Black Friday. It's 50% off online training, which is our biggest ever offer. So if you're ever looking to get training, now's the best time. And also on-site training, again, best offer on is for 25% off on-site visits as well. If you've got any questions about them, drop me an email or send it through to the live chat. We can take that further. But apart from that, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.